Hello, friend. Well, well, well. Randy Andy, he's had his collar felt. The world's media is zeroing in on London at the moment, aren't they, because of the breaking news that Prince Andrew, the former Prince Andrew, no Mountbatten Windsor, has been arrested. So everyone's going to focus on that now for obvious reasons. But from my perspective, and it's just my opinions on things, that's why I do these channels. Yeah, and I might be completely wrong on, probably am wrong on stuff, but it's my opinion on stuff. I think what we're witnessing now is a carefully choreographed exercise in making the general public believe that the monarchy is taking things serious after the release of the Epstein files. I've never been a big fan of Andrew. If you look at my previous videos, you'll understand that. But he's not going to be sewing mailbags in Wandsworth anytime soon, I don't believe. Many people would think he should, but it doesn't tend to happen, does it? I think it's just a massive pantomime, a massive exercise in gaslighting us. And we'll see. But the news media will be loving every second of it. But to be honest, it does get a bit boring after a while, doesn't it? Because there's a lot of things going on in the world. There's a lot of serious things happening in this country. The rich and powerful never usually have to atone for their sins in any way, do they? But yeah, I just think what will happen is it's not like he's going to be. The doors were broken down on his house and the police stormed in, dragged him out of bed. No, I do believe that King Charles would have had prior knowledge of what was going to happen out of a common courtesy for him. I don't believe, maybe Camilla, well, I don't believe the king would have said anything else, but I do believe he did know. And he must be mortified and embarrassed. And, he'll be taken away. His solicitor, his lawyers will be there. Don't forget, he's got plenty of money. He won't be one of these that gets a self-appointed lawyer. He'll be well equipped to face whatever's coming down the track, and they'll keep him there for a while, and he'll be released on some sort of police bail, and it will just go on from that. And I believe this will be a long-winded, protracted situation where it will basically just fizzle out in the end. Maybe he will come to some sort of agreement with the authorities to save his own skin. As I mentioned in a previous upload about him writing a book. This was obviously before his arrest. I think he could come to some agreement. I don't think he'll ever physically go to the United States of America and give evidence. It's possible he could give evidence through a video link, and that could be part of his agreement. But these are apparently two separate issues. this is to do with his actions as an ambassador and what he may or not have said to Epstein about trade secrets. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? As for the king, he's not had a great start neither, has he? Really, I mean, he's getting on, and he's got cancer. He's been treated for cancer. It's a bad time. There's never any good time for things like this to happen, but it's certainly a bad time for the British monarchy. It's probably its lowest support ever, I would imagine. I mean, Charlie's not my cup of tea as a monarch. He doesn't stand up for his country the same as the government doesn't seem to. But all we can hope for, all the monarchy can hope for in the future, is the new king and queen, William and Kate. And I think that's what the country needs. And I'm not saying Charles will abdicate. He probably won't. He's waited long enough to get the crown. But maybe ill health might force his hand in that situation. And then they can try and, even though it's nothing to do with Charles, you can't blame Charles for the Andrew situation. But that could be the thing that wipes the state slate clean and reignites the popularity of the monarchy with a new king and queen, a young, enthusiastic, that a lot of younger people can get behind and the country can get behind. We need some positivity to come out of this country at the moment, because every day it's just negativity after negativity after negativity, and it's getting people down. But yeah, so I can't imagine Andrew will be banged up in a cell asking for a cup of warm tea, a cheese sandwich. No, he'll be well looked after. And I would imagine they could draw it out a bit, maybe 12 hours or something. But he'll be back home with his butler running around after him. I mean, maybe even brought some of his teddy bears with him to the police station to look after him. Who knows? But it's given everybody, including people like me, something to talk about. But we should focus on more important things, I suppose. So let's see how this pantomime evolves further down the track. If you've just found my channel brilliant, please give it a like. Please consider subscribing. It's a big help to a veteran like me who does this to help with my mental health and my PTSD. Gives me something to do along with my writing. So thanks for listening. And remember, if you get sick of hearing about Randy Andy on the news, just turn over. There's a good rugby league match on tonight. Hull Kingston Rovers against Brisbane Broncos in the World Club Challenge. And I'll be watching that. So for now, RG12 out.